some mad axe-murderer who's broken in.
They tend to prefer places with people in them to murder?
Yeah, I suppose so.
That, and they don't tend to be big hunters of show tunes murderers.
Well, you could be.
I think we've established it's now, don't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Should you be doing that? What about your knee?
Oh, don't be daft. Been up on the farm all day with my knee. Dare say I can shift a chair or two.
But the doctor did say...
Just Longcross. How long have you known me?
Oh, it's been over 40 years now.
And how long have you known that I do not, nor will I ever, take a blind bit notice of what the bloody doctor says?
Well, at 39.
Yeah, well, there you are then, Anne. Look, Charlie has made some of his coffee and walnut sponge.
Oh, bless him. He didn't have to do that. I bought biscuits.
Yeah, well, I did tell him, but I suppose he thinks, as the only male member of an all-female amateur dramatic society, if he keeps his pride with Kate, we won't notice he's at home and chuck him out.
Oh, never get rid of your Charlie. He's a lifesaver with all his technical knowledge. I wouldn't have a clue.
No, nor me.
Where is he then? It's not like him to miss a meeting.
No, well, he just popped to the shop to get some milk because he wasn't sure who was supposed to be bringing it.
I think Jane said it was her turn this time. She said she wrote it down.
Yeah, well, it's probably just as well that he did then, isn't it, knowing how scatty Jane can be?
Oh, it's not her fault. Poor love. What with all the divorce stuff and, well, Sarah, of course. She said she might bring Sarah along later.
Oh, you are kidding.
Well, we are always needing new people.
Joyce, we are looking for nice, polite people who would relish performing on our stage, not someone from Hemmel's Most Wanted list.
She's not that bad.
If you say so. All I'm saying is one bit of lip and she's out. So who else is coming?
Lucy, I think.
Now see, there is a lovely girl. Polite, quiet, always happy to help. And well, I suppose she does have a bit more free time on her hands these days.
Maggie.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, Joyce, but, you know, the poor girl does have the most worst luck with men.
Hi, Joyce. Hi, Maggie.
Oh, hi, Lucy.
Sorry for late.
Oh, you're not at all. Why don't you grab a chair? We've a few more to come yet.
Oh, but let me do that for you.
Oh, I don't want to be a bother.
No, don't be daft. Charlie does most of my heavy lifting on the farm these days.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. So, is this it then?
No, there's a few more coming yet.
Oh, why do I have to be here? Because it'll be good for you to get out of the house. I don't want to.
And here they are.
You'll have a lovely time and they're really nice people.
Is this it? You got a problem with that little lady?
Right. Now that we're all here, I just have a few bits and pieces I'd like to go over.
I'm sorry, and no tea or coffee?
I'm just waiting for the kettles to boil, so we'll proceed for now if that's okay.
Just so long as I know I'm getting a tea at some point. Can't be surviving a meeting without tea.
Right, well, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you and the rest of the cast who took part in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfettes. I think we could all agree it was a huge success with our audiences. I have told you, Lucy, you don't need to put your hand up.
I was just wondering how well we sold.
Well, on average across the 3 nights, we sold about 75%. And in light of these reduced ticket sales, I would like to propose that our next production be something a little different.
Nudity.
No.
Swearing.
No.
Liberal politics.
No.
You've got such fun.
Can I finish, please? I have written a piece for our next production on the 6 wives of Henry VIII. Well?
Well, we all know you're a dab hand with the writing, Joyce, but it's hardly a revolutionary piece, is it?
But it will be for us.
Oh yeah? How?
Because for the first time in this society's history, we will have a man on stage.
What?
we will have a man on stage to play the part of Henry.
Have you gone completely mad?
Now, Maggie, don't start.
No, I am sorry, Joyce, but the reason the Female Amateur Theatre Society exists in the first place is because of all the hassle we had involving men in theatre in the first place. They cannot be trusted.
Oh, no, I feel that's a bit strong.
Oh, and has the great Joyce Longcross finally found a way to rein in the male ego?
Well, no.
Well then, what is to stop these men?
Man.
What?
Man, there'll only be one gentleman.
Gentlemen. That'll be the day.
There'll only be one man here to play the part of Henry. Charlie, of course.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'm taking Nerdman gets theatres.
Shh. No, Jane, it's a very valid point. So you see, Sarah, when we separated from the other drama group,
Yeah, and their dictatorship.
we didn't know much about the technical side of things. Oh, we'd all been on stage, done costumes, all the other bits and pieces. But when it came to lights and sound,
So we didn't have a clue what we were doing.
so Maggie recruited Charlie here to help us out.
It's conscripted more like, wasn't it?
And he has stood as our only male member ever since.
Sometimes you do need a male member.
Oh yes, we often find we do. Did I say something funny?
No, not at all, Joyce. Sarah just has a rather odd sense of humour.
Right, well anyway, that's that covered.
No, because it's not covered, is it? Who is he, this man?
Well, he's new to the area.
What, an outsider?
Given our reputation for all female productions, we could hardly ask a local, could we?
Suppose not.
Anyway, you trained at RADA? Isn't that exciting?
They make showers, don't they?
What?
Rather, my dad had one put in his new flat.
Oh, did he now?
Don't start, Mum.
I'm not starting anything.
Anyway, to continue, he seemed very keen to join us and he's coming tonight so you can all meet him and see how perfect he is for the part.
So where is he then? Hardly a good sign if he's late for the first meeting.
No, I asked him to come along a little bit later so that I could...
Ambush us with this news.
No. So I could discuss it with you and then sort out the parts to ensure everyone is happy.
It's a likely story.
Look, I know this is something new for us, but we have to do something different if we want to hold on to our audiences.
I don't know, Joyce.
Times are changing, Maggie. Men deserve equal opportunities too.
Don't get smart with me, madam. All right. Fine.
Lovely. Now, as you know, Henry had 6 wives,
No, I had no idea.
so there are 6 parts available.
Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because there's only 5 of us.
Oh, well, I thought I'd take the role of Catherine of Aragon. She's only in the first couple of scenes, and that leaves me free to direct the rest of the play. Any objections?
You'll know better than to object to you, Joyce.
Lovely. Now, Anne of Cleves. As we know, this is a very complicated part because she's...
Oh, she was divorced because she was a minger.
Whilst it's true that Henry wasn't physically attracted to her, they did remain friends after their marriage was annulled, so it's not quite the disgrace that some people think it is. So, in that case, I thought...
Oh, yeah, it's all right, I'll do it.
Oh, thank God. I mean, are you sure?
Yeah, not a problem. Got one of those non-conventional faces.
Wonderful. Now, that brings me to Jane. Henry's great love and whose loss was his greatest heartache. Lucy, I thought you'd be perfect for this.
Oh, I don't.
You performed so beautifully as our Snow White. And it's not much to learn.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Although, of course, you will be Henry's great love. And I know how you feel about newcomers. So I've had a thought.
Yeah?
Whilst you're rehearsing and you're getting used to him being here, you can practice not looking at him.
What? Sarah.
And then when you come to do the actual performance, you'll be more comfortable with the romantic scenes.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Sarah, will you shush? So, Lucy, what do you think?
Does he know about this?
I will run my rehearsals how I want to. It's not up to him.
We'll see.
Come on, Lucy. You know you'd be perfect.
Oh, go on,
You
girl.
were very good as Snow White.
Oh, all right then.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we knew former staging when Henry and Jane can't look at each other. Sarah.
Which brings me to you.
Me? I'm not getting involved in this lunacy.
Even if you got the best of the wives,
Even if. Which wife?
Catherine Howard.
She was executed, wasn't she?
Yes, but even on her execution day, she still defied the king by telling him she'd rather be married to her lover than to him.
Lover? It's a bit strong for you, Joyce.
She humiliated him, and the only way that Henry could level the playing field was by having her executed.
Really?
Yes. So, what do you think?
I suppose I could do it.
Wonderful! So, Jane, that just leaves you. How do you feel about Catherine Parr? She was Henry's last wife, so therefore outlived him.
You know me, Joyce. I'll happily take survival.
Beautiful. Now, that means that's our next production, fully cast.
Look, not to rain on your parade, but we are still one person short. We're going to need someone to play Anne Boleyn.
Ah, yes. Well, I have had an expression of interest, although she did say she would be a little late.
Blimey, you'd want to play that evil woman.
Yes, I know, babe.
Oh, you are kidding.
She's always very keen.
She is a floozy.
We do not judge, Maggie. Is that not what we said when we started Fats?
Yes, but
We
no.
still need an Anne.
Oh, babe, I'm gonna have to go from here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll speak to you later. Yeah. Okay, love you. Bye. Has anyone got me a chair?
Oh, I wasn't aware your legs were broken.
Oh, well, I can't get one, Maggie. I've just had my nails done.
So that's why you're late.
I did tell Joyce that I had an appointment, didn't I, Joyce?
Yes, you did, Louise.
Well,
Well, what?
I need a chair.
They are over there.
Right, I'm sorry. This.
Oh no, please, don't go.
Louise, I'll get you the chair.
Don't you dare.
We still need an Anne.
Fine. Charlie, could you get Madame here a chair?
Thank you, Charlie. Nice that somebody has the manners.
Right. Well, as I said to you on the telephone, Louise, we're putting on a production of the 6 Wives of Henry VIII.
And there is going to be a man playing Henry?
Yes.
Oh, my man.
Something to say?
You just always seem to get keener when men are involved.
Well, can I help it if Joyce thinks I'm perfect for the part?
More parts of you than others.
I'm sorry?
No, nothing.
Anyway, Louise, I would like you to play the part of Anne Boleyn, please.
She's the one who died, isn't she?
Well, 3 of them died, Louise.
Yes, but she had her head cut off.
Yes, that's right.
No, I don't think I want to play that part. Who was that nice one? The one that Henry loved who died?
That'll be Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour, yes, I'll play her then.
I'm afraid all the other parts have already been distributed, Louise.
So who's playing Jane? Oh, Lucy! Oh, Lucy won't mind swapping
No,
with you,
Louise. I have already cast the other parts.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I did tell you, Joyce, she's no good for Anne Boleyn, because she's not got what it takes.
Can I remind you, everyone is still talking about how amazing my wicked queen was.
Oh, yes, but there's a big difference, Louise, between pantomime and something as serious as this. And what with this bloke being from Rada?
He's from Rada?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, well, of course, I'd hate to let our group and our newcomer from Rada down. I'll play your Anne.
Oh, that is greatly appreciated, Louise. So, as I was saying, that's our next Fats production.
Oh, Joyce. Do we have to call it that?
I'm sorry.
Fats. I mean, it's so... yuck.
Well, the members did vote at the first meeting.
And where was I when that happened?
Oh, probably having something really important done, something waxed, filed, polished, buffed.
Look, all I'm saying is that may have been the decision at the time, but times change. Is Fats really the sort of image you want to be sending to our audience?
Our audiences have been coming for a long time with a name just as it is.
Did you have an alternative suggestion, Louise?
I did, Joyce, yes. Instead of female, how about the women?
What? Twats? No, you see, Joyce, because it sounds like something to do with the plumbing, you know. Oh, my twat's blocked, I better get a plumber.
Well, I think in the interest of fair play, we should have a vote. All those in favour of changing the name. All those opposed. And the opposed have it.
Fine.
As I was saying, our next Fats production is now fully cast.
Aren't we missing someone?
What?
Well, we are currently a Henry down.
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
There was no one in the car park when I arrived.
But he should be here by now. Although, of course, he may have gotten lost. He is new to the area.
Yeah, or he can't be bothered.
He's not like that, Maggie.
Oh, well, so you've met him then?
Yes. We were having a drink in the pub and we got talking about theatre. He seemed very keen to join us.
Yeah, they all do it first.
Maggie, I wouldn't have invited
I
him.
don't care, Ginny. You're
What's
my agent. You work for me. No, I don't care, Ginny. Look, I don't care what he said or what I signed. The dressing room was a disgrace, and I'm not setting foot on that set again with that man until they rectify the situation.
Mr. Langston,
Yeah, what was that? No, I have told you all this before, Ginny. Look, I don't give a toss what the man has threatened. He's a joke and he has no idea of vision. Oh, yeah, well, anyone can win a BAFTA these days.
Do you mind? Because we are actually trying to...
Say that again, Ginny, the signal's die here. Well, of course I haven't, and quite frankly, I very much doubt if you'd sent it, otherwise I would have heard by now. Oh, so I'm the idiot, am I?
If the shoe fish.
Ginny, I warned you when I very graciously gave you this job that I would not tolerate incompetence. Either you can do the job or I will find somebody else who can. I'm sorry about that. Show business, you know how it is.
No.
No, I don't suppose you would. Joyce!
Mr. Langston, so...
Please, call me Alice. After all, we're all one big family in the theatre, aren't we?
Anyway, I do hope nothing was wrong.
Oh, no, just my idiot of an agent who can't do the simplest of things without being told 1,000 times. I mean, I told my sister where I hired her daughter.
That was your niece on the phone?
Yes, more for me. I always say never work with relatives, but I let them talk me into it and now it's all gone to hell.
I suspect their loss is our gain.
Yeah, quite right, Joyce. And I know that you are all thrilled to have me here.
Yes, anyway, so why don't I introduce you to everybody?
Oh yes, my supporting cast.
Well, I prefer to think of everyone as a co-star.
All right, Joyce, if you said it.
Yes, well, I'm taking the role of Catherine of Aragon.
Well, as a director treading the boards, I'm not sure I approve.
Well, it's only a small role, and we found ourselves just a little short.
Well, I suppose that's all right.
Hi, I'm Louise, and I'll be playing your Anne Boleyn.
Here we go.
It's a pleasure, my dear Anne.
No, No, it's Louise.
It's a little habit of mine, my dear. I like to refer to my co-stars by their character name. It helps me to picture them in the role. Not that I need much help here.
Well, how do you mean?
Why, you epitomise the seductive beauty of Anne herself, my dear.
Right, yes, and over here, yes, yeah. And this is Jane. She's our Catherine Parr.
Ah, I know, yes. The caregiver. Ah, you suited well, dear lady.
This is my daughter, Sarah. All right.
Oh, I see. And you are?
Sarah. Just said.
This is
No,
Sarah.
I mean...
Sarah will be playing Catherine Howard.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, I suppose you are the director.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing at all.
Yes, and over here is
That!
Lucy.
No, as if I needed telling. The innocent beauty of Jane Seymour.
Just got to check on the tea.
Now on.
Lucy is a little shy.
I'm surprised that's something you're not used to. Women running from the room as you approach.
I don't think we've been introduced.
Oh, yes. This is Charlie, the genius behind our lighting and sound.
Oh, I always find techies to be a prickly sort. I trust that you're not going to be like that. Not at all.
And I'm Maggie, Anne of Cleves.
Oh. Oh, God, yes, of course. How do you do? Yes.
Problem?
No, not at all.
Right, well, now that we've got all the introductions out of the way, why don't we just start with a read through this evening?
Actually, Joyce, do you mind if we do this another time?
This is a rehearsal time.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally do this. It's just that I've got someone visiting me from London, and I completely forgot. I mean, you don't mind, do you? Just this once.
Well, I suppose.
Great. I owe you one.
Yes, Alistair,
What?
you forgot your script
Oh, God.
and your rehearsal schedule.
What an idiot. Right, see you all.
Well,
Yes.
what a...
Right, I think we could carry on with the read-through without Alistair. Charlie?
Actually, Joyce, if we don't have a Henry, can we call it early?
Well,
Yeah, we can start fresh and ready for the next rehearsal.
oh, well, okay, I suppose. If you could take a script and a rehearsal schedule, and then I'll see you next.
Great, thanks, Ethan!
Thank you. We'll be sure to be on time.
It's much appreciated. Thank you. Right, well, I better get all this tidied up then.
No, listen, you scoot off, Joyce, because you set out. I'll clear it all up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. Go on.
Oh, can I leave you these other documents then, and then you can...
Yeah, distribute them or I'll do that.
Lovely. Thank you, Maggie. Right, I'll see you on Wednesday then.
Yeah.
Oh, Joyce,
Oh, yeah.
could you take a look at these? It's the lighting plot and all the sound cues.
You've written them up already?
Yes, well, I just want to make sure that everything runs smoothly.
Oh, Charlie, you are brilliant. I'll have a look at them and we'll go through them next Wednesday.
Perfect.
Lovely. Bye.
Is everyone gone?
Well, yeah, Alistair had to be somewhere, so Joyce decided to call it early. Anyway, why don't you get off, because we're going to clear up here.
Oh, I don't mind. No.
No, you don't. Well, we're fine, honestly. Go on.
I'll see you Wednesday then.
Yeah, see you Wednesday.
I guess you'll be there Wednesday?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just to make sure that Joyce is happy with the lights and the sound and everything.
See you then.
Yeah, see you.
So, what did you make of that then?
Perfect.
Because if you ask me, I thought he was a complete arse.
What? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, total idiot.
Come on, let's get these chairs put away so we can get off home.
You do think everything's going to be all right, don't you?
Well, put it like this. If our King Henry isn't careful, heads gonna roll.
Tea's ready.
Oh, fine.
got to put this on?
Oh, come on, like, I'm gasping.
Yeah, all right. Well, Charlie, could you get Sarah a
White tea with 3 sugars.
God, you gotta be careful with all that sugar.
I've tried telling her that.
Stop.
You need to keep still.
Can we not just start now?
It's a little bit difficult to start without a Henry.
Well, I can't get through to him.
Well, can we not just start without him, George?
Well, yes, we can. Charlie, you don't mind reading in, do you?
Well, no, of course not.
Lovely. Now, I think tonight was Henry and Jane Seymour. So if you two could take your places at the front. No problem, so it's page 27 of the script. Look, wait to me right. Page 27 of the script, I believe. My papers are all so messed up. Oh, let's move on. Yes.
27, did you say?
Yes, 27. Thank you, Jane. Now, although this bit is actually a quote from the letter that Henry wrote to Jane, but I'd like to stage it if they were talking face to face, build the intimacy of the relationship through the words. So, Charlie, you can just read it in a way that feels natural.
I'll do my best.
Lovely. Everybody ready?
My dear friend and mistress, the bearer of these few lines from thy entirely devoted servant will be delivered to you as a token.
One moment, Charlie. Do you think you could give it a little more emotion?
It's not my part.
I know, and you're doing wonderfully, but I'd really just get a clear idea of how it would sound, if you don't mind.
Give it a go. My dear friend and mistress, the bearer of these few lines from thy entirely devoted servant will be delivered into thy fair hands as a token of my true affection for thee, hoping that you will keep it in your sincere love for me. Advertising you that there is a ballad made lately of great derision against us, which, if it may go much abroad and is seen by you, I pray you to pay no manner of regard to it. For the things ye lacked, I have minded my lord to supply them to you as soon as he can buy them. Thus, hoping shortly to receive you in these arms, I end now for the present your ever-loving servant and sovereign.
Oh, what a stupid place is to park. I mean, really, surely you don't have to park right in the middle of something wrong.
Well, you're a little late, Alistair.
Half an hour.
I know, I texted you this afternoon, emergency last-minute meeting.
Well, I don't have anything.
Oh, don't get me started. I mean, the signal around here is just appalling.
The rest of us managed to perfectly fine.
Anyway, no harm done. We're supposed to get coffee.
Well, actually,
No, it's fine.
Right, so, where are we?
well, we were just going to work on your scene with Jane Seymour. It's page 27.
Marvellous.
And although it's a letter...
Yes,
I-
yes, I think I get the idea. Right, my dear friend and mistress. Oh, but I think we should at least be looking at one another.
Yes, but Lucy's a little shy, so we're going to stage it like this for now. We can change the blocking later.
Oh, what?
I can take up this.
No,
Just being shy.
thank you, Louise. I think this way we'll build layers to the scene.
Oh, if you say so.
Yes, so from the beginning.
My dear friend and mistress, the bearer of these few lines shall deliver into your hands a token of my affection for you, which I hope you will keep in your sincere love for me. Advertising you that there is a ballad made lately of some derision against us, which should it go much abroad, I pray you pay no manner of regard to it. For the things ye lack, I have minded my lord to supply them to you as soon as he can buy them, and shortly to receive you into these arms. I end at present your ever devoted servant and sovereign Henry. There, I wasn't wasn't so hard, was it?
Oh, look, you see.
Oh, was it something I said?
That is not what I asked for.
Yes, but you will admit that the scene worked.
Well, in a way.
Well, there you are then. No harm, no foul.
No harm, you've got some nerve, sunshine.
If she wants to be an actress, she has to be able to deal with these things.
Well, that's as well may be, but it's not your job to make her.
She'd never survive in the professional world.
Oh, well, I've got some news for you, matey. We are not professionals, we are amateurs.
Yes, that much was obvious.
Beg your pardon.
Right. Why don't we take a short 5-minute break and then we can move on to the next scene?
Make sure Lucy's all right.
Oh, God, really, some people.
So, for the change of Catherine of Aragon being cast out and Anne Boleyn transitioning in, I thought we'd have the lights change from light blue to deep red to show the change in the nature of their relationship. Is there a problem, Alistair?
Well, no offence, Joyce. But surely all this technical stuff can wait until later. I mean, after all, we are actors. We should be up on the stage, going through our scenes, exploring the complex characters and relationships. I mean, that is what will make the show a success, will it not?
Well, I suppose we could do this another time. Don't mind, do you, Charlie?
Well, of course it doesn't. You've got other things to occupy, don't you?
Yeah, I could...
Well, there you are then. Let's sort it.
Well, I suppose we could go through.
Perfect!
Right, so it's Henry and Anne of Cleves today.
Oh,
Perfect.
no, I thought that we'd start with Anne Boleyn today, seeing as we haven't really worked closely together.
Oh, I don't mind.
The schedule is set for the scenes with Anne Boleyn.
Yes, but surely...
I have worked on this schedule very hard.
Oh, if you say so.
Right, so we're going to go from page 32. Oh, you're off script already?
Of course, it's the only way to ensure that professional polish.
Yes, of course. Right, ready?
This vile and hideous woman! She shall never be my queen. She shall never taint the holy image of England's monarchy with her ugliness. And I, as king, would never...
Alistair!
What is it, Joyce?
Well, it's just that that's not in the script. So I was
No, I
just...
know, I wrote it in. Yes, I mean, Henry hated Anne. Oh, come on. You get a picture of somebody and they look like a goddess, and then they arrive and they look like you're going to be angry, betrayed.
Look, whilst I do agree that there was some animosity from Henry, as shown in this scene, he did respect her for the way that she reacted to their marriage, something he'd not seen in his wives before. So you could say that she changed him in a small way.
Well, I'm sorry, Joyce, but wherever you dug this script up from, it's just appalling.
Actually, I wrote this script myself.
And no one else has a problem with it.
Well, actually,
Really? Very well, then I shall disregard my speech.
Thank you. Shall we go from the beginning?
Right. Pleaseth your most excellent majesty to understand that though this case must needs be most hard and sorrowful unto me, for the great love which I bear to your most noble person. For the great love which I bear to your most noble person.
Alistair, it's your line.
No, it's not. I took it out.
You took it out.
It just doesn't go with the way I see the character.
You can't do that.
No, Maggie, I know you don't have the same vision of Henry as I do.
Alistair, I do appreciate your input, but by removing that line, it means Maggie's makes no sense.
Yeah, right, because I can't then respond, "My lord, your compliments of my person do me great flattery, and while I cannot know you as a husband, you are nevertheless a most kind, loving, friendly father and brother."
She can't say that if you don't provide the compliment
Yes,
to
well,
her.
we could take that line out as well.
Well, I would rather it stayed in. After all, it adds an added dimension to their relationship.
Joyce, I appreciate that you've gone to great lengths to explore the complex relationships, but I'll be honest, the play drags.
Oh.
And surely you want to retain those elements of the piece that bring intrigue and drama and keep people on the edge of their seats, rather than dedicate important stage time to those who clearly don't put in the dedication.
Meaning what, exactly?
No, don't get me wrong, my dear. I'm sure that your costumes are perfectly adequate for what we need, but your acting, I mean, compared to the rest of us, it's subpar.
I beg your pardon?
Alistair, I really don't
No, I
think
call it as I see it, Joyce.
Oh, do you? Do you really? Well, guess what? I too call it as I see it. But since there are people here that I consider to be friends who would not appreciate the kind of language I would use were I to call you as I see you, I think I'd better just take my adequate costumes and my subpar performance home.
Maggie!
I will see you Friday, Joyce.
And clearly some people can't take criticism. Oh. Everyone gone?
Yes, they wanted to head home.
That's a shame.
It is.
I was going to give them a chance to get me a drink.
By you.
Well, you know, pick the brains of a real professional.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, but I guess it's not going to be tonight.
No. Actually, Alistair, there was something I wanted to have a chat with you about.
Oh? Well, it sounds very cryptic to me, Joyce. Oh, you're not firing me, are you?
Oh, no.
No, I should think not.
No. But I did want to talk to you about our relationship as a cast and how it's going with the group as a whole.
Oh, Joyce. Don't say another word. I know exactly what you're going to say.
You do?
Yes, I do. I mean, first with Lucy and then with Maggie. I mean, it's obvious what the issue is.
It is?
Yeah, and I'd like to say that I am sorry.
You are?
Well, of course I am. Expecting amateurs to perform to my professional standards. I should not have been so hard on them.
No.
But they all need work, right? Maggie especially.
Maggie.
But rest assured, Joyce, I'm happy to dedicate my time to them and to you to ensure that this shambles of a production pulls through to being the best that it can be.
Thank you.
Not at all. Now, why don't we go for that drink, eh? And we can discuss some of the changes that I put in.
Right.
Now, trust me, Joyce, this is going to be the best production that you've ever been a part of by the time I'm through with it.
Right.
I've left my phone in the loo. I'll be right back and then we'll get going. This is going to be perfect, Joyce, you'll see.
Yes. Perfect. Maggie.
I've come to apologise.
What?
Well, for storming out earlier, because it's just that mad.
Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah, but all the same, this
Well,
is just
sometimes
very...
I think that I would forget my head. Maggie.
Right, yeah, well, I'll see you Friday, Joyce.
Maggie, wait. Look, I've said it to Joyce and I'd like to say it to you.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to apologise for the way things unfolded today.
What?
Yeah, it was not the right way to approach things.
Well, I'm glad you understand that.
I mean, after all, we're dealing with amateurs.
Oh gosh, have you seen the time? We really need to get going if we want that drink.
Drink.
Yeah, we're going to discuss some potential changes.
Character development. But for Henry, we really need to go. You don't mind locking up, do you?
Well, no. all
Lovely,
right.
thank you. Bye, see you Friday.
Yeah. See you Friday. Bye then.
Although the distance of time and account of days neither is long nor many of your majesty's absence, yet the want of your presence so desired and beloved by me maketh me that I cannot take quietly pleasure in anything until I hear from your
If I
majesty.
could just pause you there, Jane.
It's still not right, is it?
It's getting there, Jane. It really is. But if you could just heat it up a little.
I don't know.
Well, whilst Henry was old and very ill by this point, and Catherine little more than his nursemaid, she did still love him a great deal.
I see.
So if we could hear some of that in your speech.
She used to act like she liked him if he wasn't a total shoo-shoo. Well, it's true, I've never known such an obnoxious, arrogant, self-serving...
Yes, thank you. Anyway, putting that aside, Jane, do you think you can just give me a little more heat? It would be much appreciated.
I'll try.
Right, why don't we go from the middle?
That's Thus love maketh me in all things to set apart mine own convenience and pleasure, and to embrace most truly his will and pleasure, whom I...
What on earth is that?
As if we need to ask. How nice of you to join us.
Oh, Joyce, we're so very sorry that we're late.
No, it's my fault. We've been rehearsing our scene, and well, I just completely lost track of the time.
Well, that's marvellous.
We must show you our work, Joyce.
I'm just working it.
It's fine, Joy.
I'll take a black coffee.
Give it a try.
My dear mistress and friend, I and my heart put ourselves into your hand, begging to be suitors for your good favour, and hoping that your love for us grows no less through absence. For 'tis great pity if sorrow were to increase when absence does it sufficient. And more than I ever thought possible, reminding me of a point in astronomy, which is that the longer the days are, the farther off is the sun, and yet the more fierce. So it is with our love. Although by absence we are parted, yet nevertheless it increases its fervour, at least on my side, and I hope on yours. For on my side, the ennui of absence is already more than I can suffer. And when I think of what I must needs...
Yes, well, I think that's enough.
Oh, but Joyce, we hadn't finished.
Just to see the climatic moment.
Obviously, I'm glad to if you've done so much work, but
Something wrong?
I think we may tone down the romantic
It's not what I'd call it.
elements of the scene.
Yes, but everybody knows that Henry is into her.
Yes, but I do think the words can speak of that relationship without having to add in so much of the physical elements.
Surely actions speak louder than words.
Yes, but we don't want to deafen our audience, do we?
Oh, I understand, Alistair. Joyce is worried the old farts of the village won't like it.
I am merely concerned that this kind of erotic viewing is not what people will expect when they come to see one of our plays.
Well, surely a director can produce a production as they see fit without being held to ransom by their audience.
Yes, but this isn't how I produced it.
Oh, no. Right, I suppose not. Well, we were only trying to help.
And it is greatly appreciated. But why don't you leave the staging to me, and you two can focus on your words, which you're doing wonderfully with, by the way.
Yes, well, you are the director.
Yes. I will give this scene some thought, though, and we can work on it next week.
Not now.
No, you have your scene with Jane Seymour now.
Oh, yes, the schedule.
Yes, the schedule. Maggie, can you spare Sarah for a moment?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. And got some amendments to make to your bodice if you're not too busy, your praise.
So, on the top of your scene when you're ready, Sarah.
It's your line, I believe.
I'm just taking a moment. I, your grace, make my confession. You see, when I came, I was so desirous to be taken into your grace's favour, so blinded with the worldly glory that I had not seen the trap that had laid before me in the bed of an old fool. Thomas Culpepper, who by far succeeded you in my affections. He lay with me naked. In such sort of man doth his wife. My experience escaped me in our wedding bed. My only regret and pain was that he could not be mine always. Hidden from your own blind gaze, I wrote to him. It makes my heart to die to think I can't always be in your company. As long as life endures, your Catherine.
Joyce, is this...
Well, relationship does need to be shown for what it was, Alistair.
A young girl married to a pompous old man who not really satisfied his wife.
Well, I don't believe that she would be so openly disrespectful.
Well, maybe she would not have said so much out in words, but by engaging in her extramarital affairs, she was blatantly disregarding the king as far as it was possible to do so.
I still don't.
Aww, does the king not like me more?
Listen, you.
Sarah, that's quite enough.
Thank you, Sarah, Joyce.
But the scene will stand to show the difference in Henry's relationships.
Yeah, so suck it up and deal with it.
Sarah,
What?
Oh, I just realised that I have an important phone call to make, so if you will excuse me.
did you have to?
What? If you can't take a little criticism using the wrong business?
Oh, Sarah, Alistair was telling me.
Please, when I want your opinion, feel free to have me psychologically examined. Touching.
Alistair!
My darling, God, the knower of secrets can judge these words not to be spoken, but most truly impressed upon the heart. Much more I omit, lest it be thought I go about to praise myself or crave a thank, which thing to do I mind nothing less, but a plain, simple relation of the love and zeal I bear your majesty. Ah, at whose hands, I cannot express with words.
Yes, I know, babe, but the lights are on, so I'm just going to go and check, all right? I didn't think we had a rehearsal tonight.
Well, Jane couldn't make Wednesday, so I just agreed to do a little bit of swapping around.
I see.
I did leave you a message to say we'd be meeting Friday as normal.
Yes, well, I've not been home today, Joyce.
I see. Well, anyway, we've almost finished. We've only got the end of this scene.
I'll stay if that's all right.
Yes.
Do you have a choice?
Take a seat. So, when you're ready, Jane.
Even such confidence have I in your majesty's gentleness, knowing myself never to have done my duty as were requisite to meet for such a noble prince, at whose hands I have received and found such goodness and which with words I cannot express. With words.
How was it? That, my dear, was superb.
Oh,
Not at all.
Yes, that was lovely, Jane. Now, that's it for tonight. So it's Henry with Anne B and Anne C on Friday. If that's all right with you, Maggie?
Yep, suits me fine.
Louise?
Yes, fine.
Good. Well, I'll see you all on Friday.
Well, I think this calls for a celebration.
Celebration?
Yes, we finally made progress on a crucial scene.
Oh, I wouldn't say finally.
So I think that we should all go for a drink. What do you say, Jane?
oh no, sorry, I've got an early start.
Oh, come on, one won't hurt.
No, honestly, maybe another time.
Lucy, how about you?
Oh, well,
Yeah, hello, is that a yes?
I'm a little tired, actually.
Joyce, what about you?
Maybe another night, Alistair.
Alistair, I'll go with you if you like.
Actually, oh, now, this is my age. I'm going to have to take this. Look, I'll see you all Friday.
I didn't hear a phone ring.
Well, I suppose he must have it on vibrate.
Yes, or maybe he didn't want to make things awkward for Jane.
Me?
Oh, don't keep calling me Jane, you're all over like a rash.
It's part of her scene, Louise.
Isn't that convenient? The D4C gets to spend the final scene handling the leading man.
Just how it is now.
Which she's clearly obsessed with. I'm not saying I'm not. But then again, having a divorce behind you, I suppose throwing yourself at men just becomes natural.
You're one to
The grown-ups are talking now, Sam.
Louise, I think that is enough now.
I'm warning you, Jane. Stay away from my man.
Your man! That's a joke.
I'm sorry?
If anyone stayed away from any man you called your man in this village, there'd be none left. You're my mum's fault you got a pair of knickers on every washing line in the village.
Sarah!
Sarah, don't you dare be a cool costume!
Hopefully they'll stop it now.
I know this is my third message to you, but we could really do with knowing where you are. If you can call me, thank you.
Sign of it, then.
Nothing. Tried his home, his mobile. I can't find him anywhere. Where is he?
I'm not apologising, Joyce.
Oh, goodness sake, girls. Oh, Jane. Right. I asked you here this evening to sort out this silliness once and for all. We are only weeks away from the show, and I cannot have you fighting like cats in the street.
Well, I'm sure Louise is used to it, Sarah.
Obviously, I have no control over your private life, or anyone else's for that matter, but I do like to keep rehearsals a safe and happy place to be in. So first things first, I'd like you to apologise to each other.
I'm not. Sorry.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, Louise.
I suppose I'm sorry too.
Very heartfelt.
Now, let's look at the scene we're going to be doing today. Right, now that that's sorted, we maybe could be looking at Lucy.
Well, where's Alistair?
Well, that's a very good question. He's always late.
My dear friends and mistress. Oh, this looks ominous.
Yes, Alistair.
Well, the stage waits for no man, apparently.
Why, indeed not.
No.
The stage waits for no man. Yes. So, what are we doing? We're just doing lines this evening then?
No, we will be moving on to rehearsal, but there was something I wanted to have a chat, about the relationship as a cast.
Relationships, I don't quite follow you.
Well, obviously you have your own personal life and that's your own affair, but considering what's happened recently, I would prefer it if you kept it out of rehearsals.
Joyce, I greatly admire your tactful way of putting things, but I haven't the foggiest idea what you were talking about.
She means, if you're going to fool around with members of the cast, try to stick to just one.
Maggie.
Well, I'm sorry, Joyce, you were taking all day.
Oh, God, well, I am shocked.
Well, yes, Maggie can be a little to the point.
No, I mean, I can't believe that I've misled you all. I mean, I make it a point never to get involved with fellow cast members. It makes for an impossible situation if something should go wrong. I mean, don't you think?
Well, yes.
Oh, but Alistair, I
Oh, God, no. Oh, my dear Louise. You are enchanting as an actress.
We'll
And
go that far.
I feel privileged to play opposite you, but our relationship, other than being friends and co-stars, has never left that stage.
Oh, right. Well, yes. yes, of course. That's what I thought all along. Yes.
Because I should hate to think that I've misled you all.
Really?
And if I thought for one moment that I had, I should of course have to leave.
No. I mean, no. I'm sure we can all agree it's just a silly misunderstanding and we're all happy to carry on. Right? Louise?
Yes, of course.
Jay?
Fine with me?
Lucy? Yes? Sarah? Maggie?
See little point in contesting.
Lovely. Now, what scene were we working on this evening? Right. Now, I know this is my third message to you, but we could really do with knowing where you are, so if you could call me as soon as you get this. Thank you.
Still no word.
No sign. I've run his house and his mobile. There's no sign of him. 10 minutes to go. Where is he?
Bloody toe rag.
Maggie.
I'm sorry, Joyce, but to pull a stunt like this on the opening night is just not acceptable. Right, you two, make sure
I
you
was going to use that.
Yeah? Well, no, you're not.
Do you have any manners?
Trust me, Lou, no amount of lipstick is going to save that.
Excuse me?
You heard.
right, that is quite enough of that, you two. Thank you.
Please, girls. I know tensions are running high, what with Alistair's disappearing act, but we do need to try and remain calm. Oh, thank God. Oh, Jane. Still no sign?
Nothing. I'm sorry. I've been around the building a few times.
What do you want to do, Joyce?
Well, we'll give you 5 more minutes and then I'm going to have to cancel.
I can't bloody believe he's done this.
I can.
Yes, thank you, Maggie. I can do without the I told you so just for now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She's right, though.
Yes. Sarah and Maggie are both right. It's my fault. I brought him here and he let us down.
Oh, don't talk so daft, Joyce.
You were to know he put a stunt like this.
Yeah, it's not your fault the man's complete.
Yes. Thank you, Maggie.
Ladies!
Where the bloody hell have you
Do you
been?
have any idea how long you've been waiting?
Alistair, obviously I'm delighted that you are here, but where have you been?
I am sorry that I am late, Joyce. I had to go to London for an audition, and I just had marvellous news.
Oh?
I got the part.
Well, that's lovely.
So I thought that we'd have a little drink to celebrate.
Yes, but before the show...
It had to be a quick one.
Well, yes,
I have
yes.
to be gone within the hour.
I beg your pardon?
They want me to start right away. You see, someone dropped out last minute, and that's how I got the part.
Please tell me you are joking.
We have curtain up in 5 minutes.
What the hell were you playing at?
We've been rehearsing for a month and you're just walking out.
Well, yes, I know. I mean, this is a paid job. You don't expect me to stay, do you?
Yes! Alistair, you made a commitment to the show, to us.
Joyce, it's a community production. There's something we need to get upset about it.
Oh no, Joyce, wait.
I shouldn't stick around if I were you, Alistair, because if you are here when we get back, things will get very unpleasant.
Please, can't you stay? Can't you get a later train?
Well, no, the company had booked my ticket.
But this is important.
Yeah, for you maybe, but not for me. Well, I was here until something better came along. In fact, you're lucky that I came at all. Oh my God. Well, I don't know why everyone's getting so upset. Hey, you'll have a drink to celebrate my success, won't you, Charlie boy?
Not important. You just said this show was not important.
Oh, well, seriously, mate.
I'm not your mate.
Look, I get that they're upset, but this is my career.
You don't get to decide what is and what isn't important to people. From the very beginning, we've had to put up with your postulant, arrogant behaviour.
No, wait just
Because
a minute.
Joyce said he's a professional. We can rely on him.
Yeah, well...
And after everything you've put us through, you do not get to decide that this show is not important enough for you to stay just a few hours to see our opening night.
Come on.
You do not get to come in here and hurt my family and the people I care about.
This is all about little Lucy, isn't it?
I've been part of this society for years. I care about all of them.
Believe it or not, mate, but if you've been here for all these years and you've still not had the guts to tell that girl how you feel about her, then you're more pathetic than she is.
Do you not want to get to London in a shoebox? I suggest you leave. Now!
I've got a train to catch anyway.
That was really sweet what you just said.
Yeah, well, he's had it coming for a while.
Did you mean it?
What?
What about caring about all of us?
Yeah, of course I did. I never say anything I don't mean.
Well, I suppose it's all over now.
Not yet, it isn't.
Has he gone then?
Yes, he's gone.
Good, because I could swing for that toe rag.
I'm not sure that would help, I'm Daddy.
No, it would make me feel better.
Right. Well, suppose we'll have to go and tell the audience that we need to cancel.
We can't do this alone, Joyce. We'll do it together.
You don't have to cancel. Well, I'll take Alistair's role.
You?
Wouldn't make sense, doesn't it? I've been at every rehearsal, I know the script inside and out, and if it means that the show can go on, then...
But what about the lights and the sound?
Well, you can do it. I mean, as long as you don't mind not having a follow spot.
Charlie, I'd go without my front teeth, but are you sure?
I never say anything I don't mean, Joyce.
Oh, wonderful! Well, I'll go and tell the audience there'll be a short delay. Oh!
And I'll go and tell you about your promotion.
And I'll make sure everyone's got their costumes.
Way to go, Charlie.
You've saved the day, Charlie.
Right, well, come on, everybody, get a move on. The show must go on after all.
show could go on.
And we greatly appreciate it. Do you never take a compliment? Oh, someone's splashing out.
Yes, well, I thought that Alistair could contribute something to tonight's proceedings.
Oh, so the drinks are on Alistair for a change.
Exactly.
I better go and tell them the bubbly's ready.
Okay. Before you do,
Yeah?
now that you're not going to be rehearsing as much, I wondered if
Yeah?
if you'd like to go out for a drink with me sometime.
I'd like that.
You would? I mean, yeah, great.
Great.
An absolute triumph.
Never had so many compliments.
I always knew Charlie was perfect for the part. Well, I knew on the inside.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here you are.
Oh, we're just getting some after show drinks ready.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Alistair.
Oh, marvellous. Right. Joyce?
Oh, I feel like I'm in the West End.
I wouldn't go that far, Joyce.
Oh, do you want some bubbly or not?
All right, I was only joking.
Okay. Jane. Sarah. Oh. What? Well, technically you are underage.
Oh, come off it. I put up with, well, I mean, I was part of the show from start to finish. I deserve as much better abuse anyway.
Well, it's your call, Jane.
Or maybe just a small one.
You're all right. And, ooh, a little bit extra to the man who saved the day.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, nonsense, Charlie. You really came through for us.
Yeah, I think we've got a permanent actor in you now.
I don't know.
Oh, are you mad? Did you hear the applause up there? I mean, you were, well, yeah, you know, I guess.
Well, I have to say, I did enjoy it.
And I have to say, it was a pleasure to have you alongside us. Well, away from the lighting desk, of course.
Oh, well, I guess Hugh's going to be busy then.
In fact, ladies, oh, and gentlemen, to Charlie, the man who saved the day and allowed our play to go on, to our Henry,
To our Henry.